Hi folks, bloody cold Sunday today. I don't know what's going on with the weather. 1 minute it's warm, then it's cold. You just don't know where you are. Never mind, spring's in the air. Let me just adjust that a little bit for you. Yeah, spring is in the air and we'll all be out on our bikes soon. For the brave-hearted, they're probably out already. Right, what was the last video? Oh, the last video was the Scottish trip, the second one of the Scottish trip. So, hope you've seen that. If it interests you, I hope it does, but it's a bit different to what we do here. Today, I thought I would start a move on splitting the crankcases on this old boy here. I'm going to turn you around a sec. There we go. Now, you're probably sick to the back teeth of me banging on about it, but today we're going to see if we can undo all the bolts and the side screws, bolts, whatever you want to call them, all around the kickstart, etc, etc. Maybe see if we can take that kickstart shaft out. All the ones on this side are done apart from the cam chain, it's not the cam chain, the drive chain housing. That needs to come off. I'll just spin it around so you guys can see. All this. There's some screws which are buried under crap at the moment, and we'll take all that off. Take all these screws out here, pull that off. Then when we get that off, we'll probably take the oil pressure switch off, undo these really long 10mm hex top screws. The clutch rod is there. We can probably take that out, but there's no rush for that. We'll get all that off today and we'll see how we go. We'll see how the time goes as far as the rest of it is concerned. Probably need to use the impact driver for that, so let's see what we got. Might need to turn my light on. See if I can get up there and change the position of that light. I hope we don't get any flicker. I've changed the hertz actually on the camera. Did a bit of research on that. And you can actually change the hertz from 60 hertz to 50. And it looks as if it's helped, but we'll see how we go. Right, see if we can take these off. Impact driver. Don't think they'll come off without the impact driver. Let's have a look. Now really you should use a JIS bit on this, but I haven't got one. Not for an impact anyway. That one will do. Going to use a good hammer for this, and we want a metal top. A metal top? What are we talking about? An engineering hammer, ballpoint, as opposed to claw. So let's see if we can get that little chap off. He's gone. So we're going to use our little, I don't know whether they'll go in there. This is a new toy. Now I don't like using these, I said it in my last video, but this is designed, oh that won't go in there, it's the wrong size. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So what can we do with that's concerned? Probably not a lot. Looks like we might be losing out on this. Trouble is, some of these screws around by the chain sprocket kit get covered in crap. You've got to dig the slot out to get your bit in. That one's been rubbing on the chain. Well, that is not good. That one's been rubbing on the chain. Doesn't leave you a lot of meat. That is awful. See if we can make a bit more of a... Oh dear. The idea is to try and shape the head to get a bit more meat to bite on. Oh, that's a bit better. Some of these are not good. Right, put you in a different position. I might get in the shot, sorry. See how we go, but I've got to give this a real belt. Can put an extension on, make it a bit easier. He's gone. You'd never get these out without the impact driver. He's gone. These are the tricky ones, and that one there is going to be the bastard. Excuse my French, but it is. Let's see if I can pick a bit more crap out of that hole. Sometimes if you hit the top of the bolt with a hammer and flatten it, you do get a bit more meat back. Someone put a light on my head. Try and pick as much muck out of the screw as possible. Let's see how we go. So he's gone. This one's yet to go. He's gone, that's good. He's gone. I can get a better angle on the screw like this. That one's not looking good at all. So you can peen him over. That also might give it a bit more of a shock. Let's see if we can belt that bit in a bit more. Oh dear. This is not looking good. It's been worn down so much by the chain where they haven't put a spacer on the on the bike before. There's not a lot of meat there. Oh, there's nothing there to grab hold of. Try a smaller bit. Sorry guys, I'm in the way, I know. Gotcha. Sometimes a good clout always works. That's a better bit actually. Got that one as well. Now, this is the nasty one. I'm going to take off the pod, guys, just to show you what I'm up against. You can see what I'm up against. Can you see that one there? That one there? Absolute mess. That's the last one. Let's hope we got enough meat on that screw to get it undone. And that case should come off then. Oh, I think there's one down there as well. Got to do that one as well. I think I'll do. Oh, that one's loose. Yeah, I think that is the only one there. Let's put you back in the pod. He's gone. So let's see if we can get them all out. Now they're loose, I'm going to use my new... No, I can't. I can't because it's the wrong size. Let's see what we got on these, see if these are... No, he's no good. He'll do though. Some of these are going to have to be replaced. If I'm in the shop, sorry guys, but it's just really tricky to get in there. I don't think there's another one there. I better check. I'm going to check with my ruler. I'm going to scrape some of that crap away and have a look. Good God. I tell you, I could grow potatoes in this. If it wants oily, I could grow potatoes in it. Oh, that clutch rod has been used. It's been working, God only knows. Nah, I don't think there's any more screws, which is a good thing really. I didn't think there was, I just wanted to check. Look at that crap that comes out of there. Unreal. Dirt and oil. Not a good combination. Oh dear. Right, so we should be able to tap that with a mallet and slowly get it off. Let's have a go. I'm going to use, I'm going to use my little soft hammer. Got to be careful you don't break the casting. If you do what I'm going to do next, be very careful, because this is not something I like to do. I don't think this has ever been apart. Guys, I'll kind of come back when this is done because it's going to take me a while to get off. I managed to free this off very carefully just by tweaking it a little bit at a time. Ooh, that is bad. I don't think there's any more bolts on it. Don't like to pry. You start prying it in certain areas, you end up with an oil leak. I think there's a sticky dowel on there. But he's coming slowly. Sometimes, guys, you have no choice but to do a little bit of levering, providing you don't lever where it's going to leave a mark on the mating surfaces and you end up with an oil leak. So what I decided to do was grab this boss here and just pull him off like that. So there's one part. Now there's a bush in there, spacer, which you want to look at the rust in there. Isn't that bad? That's surprising. Right, and there's rust as well, would you believe, on the output shaft. I think this bike was left for a long time. I bought it in 2016-17 from a really nice chap, but he was into CBXs, and the reason he wanted to sell it was to put the money towards a CBX. But look at this. This is awful. Needs a thorough good clean up, doesn't it? I've never seen an output shaft that rusty. Let's put you back in the pod. Right, chaps, got the cover off, as you can see. Let's see if I can take the detent lever out. There he is. Keep that spring on there if we can. Keep it all intact. That can go in the wash bin. Now I need to take this one off, which is the arm which holds this arm in place. It's like a locking arm. Let's take the spring off first. Going to need some long nose pliers for that. That pin that the spring is on is bent slightly. I'll have to check that out. So I need to get just remove this from on there. So it stops the drum from rotating. So quite a solid spring actually. To get, whoa, sorry guys. Try and keep it on the wood. I'm going to take this one off. There's me JIS screwdrivers. These are for Japanese bikes. Now I undone these earlier, so I'm cheating a little bit. But what I'm going to have to do is take that one first. So I'm just going to slacken these. In actual fact, we'll use the next one up. That's better. So I'm going to hold automatic advance and retard. I'm going to hold the 17, and I think that's a 14. And that I may use the impact driver for because it shocks it. Got to take this bolt out and get the automatic advance retard mechanism off the crankshaft. The way to do that, make sure you got it in the right way to undo. Lock the crank nut, which is the 17mm, and then, in actual fact, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to see if we can knock it straight off. There we go. That wasn't uptight. Oh no. So we can take that off. Keep that as a unit. You can see how that works. I think I did a video a long time ago with the points and the timing. If you go back and look at the videos, I talk about the time with the bulb. T14 and F for fire on 1-4. 1 and 4 top dead centre when it's on a little scribe mark there. Do go back and have a look at the video if it's interesting, or if you're interested in seeing that. So that's that bit there. So we'll keep that as a unit. That's quite a nice one actually. I think it might be fairly new. Let's put that on there. So the cranks, this is now ready to come off. Crank's almost ready. We're almost ready to split the cranks actually. Split the cranks, split the cases. Right, let's take these out. And what I tend to do is leave the screws in the housing. Not necessarily in the right hole, but it gives me an idea of where each screw goes. Now I could have used the impact driver for this because they're loosened off. There we are. So let's put them on the bench. I'm going to tap this. Let's see if we can get this cover off. Make sure I got all the screws out first. Here. Now what's stopping it now, make it tight, is the oil seal on the crank. But it's off the dowels, and there we are. That looks like a fairly new oil seal actually. Or maybe not. Don't know if you can see that. So we'll put that on there. I'll put the bolts in there, so I know that even though they're not necessarily the right holes, right, the other thing that needs to come off is the kickstart cover. I'm old fashioned me, I like to have a kickstart on a bike. I really do. Now I might need the impact driver again on this little chap. At least the screws, let's take you off the pod a sec. At least the screws are in pretty good order. We should be able to get a good bite on these. Just put you back. Impact driver, don't need the extension on this one. that's a good bit to use. That was a bit snub nosed. Maybe I shouldn't have used that one in the beginning. But you live and learn. He's gone. I'm doing the diagonally one for after that one there, straight across, so we get an equal. He's gone. An equal undo, as it were, holding it tight. He's gone. And he's gone. Lovely. So let's take them out. This may be a little bit of a bugger to get off. Doesn't matter about the seals, they're all going to be replaced anyway. But having said that, if you do take this off, if you're lucky enough to have a Kickstart, just be aware, or sometimes it's worth putting tape, electrical tape around those splines to protect it. So I'm going to put my bolts down there. Let's see what we got. Need a little bit of metal on this. That's in there well and truly. There is a little area which I might better get in there to tap out. I think I've broken the seal. There's a lip on this bit here. The idea being is to use that lip to try and tap him off. And he's not coming that easy. Now I managed to break the seal, guys, but it's been pretty damn hard to get him off. There is a lip underneath here. Got him. That was worse than getting the other covers off. And that seal is not riding over the splines very well, even though I've cleaned them off. I think there's rust on the shaft, and that's what's stopping it from coming out. Get some penetrating oil down there. That is really stuck on there. Come in. There he is. Yeah. Rust on the shaft. Let me show you what I mean. Let's put that over there. Not good. I'm seeing far too much rust on this engine. You guys see that? That's what's stopping it. Quite annoying. But with an engine of 50 years of age, you've got to expect these things. So that can come apart. That's free. We'll split the cranks before we take that one out. So, clutch can stay on there, that's not a problem. So I need to now undo all the bolts that are on the top, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think that's it. I will take that oil panner, that oil pressure switch off though as well. So there we go. Loosen them off, you can feel it better. Little tap, that should come off. There we go. Again, keep the bolts in there. Little washer there that someone's neglected to fit. So what I'm going to do is spin it round so you guys can see. Just putting the bolts back into the Kickstart cover. There we are. It's a bit on the piss there, isn't it? Let's get a little block. That's better. So now I want to loosen this one, this one, this one, this one. Oh, that was very loose. Loose, loose. That one doesn't feel too good. Oh yeah, it's alright. That's alright. Now it's safe to use this little jack gently. You can see this has never been apart. Look at that bolt and that bolt. That bolt. You see that? Don't you guys can see that? That's moisture. That's what causes the bolt to snap off. Because if that powder gets too strong, then it gets into the threads to the point of seizing that bolt in the threads. That's when it shears. I always grease these up a little bit. Now a lot of people say you shouldn't do that, but I think when the engine gets hot it tends to expand, then contract, and the bolts normally snap, not as in snap off, but they normally click as they unlock. But none of these have done that, which makes me think that either they weren't tightened up properly, or, well, I don't know what the answer is. If you guys know, stick it in the comments, but it is a bit of a weird one. Anyway, ow, 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 ow. There's nothing on there now. Is there any on the front? No, they're all on the underside. So now we got the big job of turning the engine over. I'm going to put you back there a bit, chaps. Bear with me. When I get it over, I'm going to tidy all this up because it's a bit of a mess at the moment. Put them there. Let's see if they're loose enough for me to grab my JIS screwdriver. Nope. Impact. Now it should come out. And again, I leave these screws with the actual top of the ventilation system. Although you could have left it on actually. Just put the screws back in there temporarily. Right, we need to get it over. You know, someone could hold that cardboard, couldn't it? But there's no one here but me. Or as my mate would say, there's no one here but us chickens. This is temporary. Don't get too concerned because they were the gaskets that come off the other engine. Better. Could go a little bit more, I think. More or less level now. And he's on the cardboard. So, again, we can see the muck around the sump. Underneath the crank casing, it is pretty much caked on. I'm going to wipe my hands. So that's now ready. But what we'll do first of all, we'll take off the sump belly pan. We will go careful with this, but before I do anything, I'm going to have a tidy up. That's better. Just so that you let them find the position where there's minimal tension. Again, I'm going with feel. There's so much crud on that bolt. I couldn't get the socket on. For a minute I thought it was an odd sized bolt. And that one. My God. That's incredible. Oh, that doesn't feel too good. See if we can get a bit of penetrating all in that one. Not we've got a lot left. He's coming. That's better. That's it, they're all undone. Apart from that one, which I'm going to take very carefully. Let me ratchet. And he's free. Interested to see what the threads are like on that one. Going to go around and take all these out, guys. It's a bit boring. Now they're all loose though, I think I might use my little driver. That one's free now. Look at the thread. Remember I said earlier, chaps, about that thread? Even the penetron didn't get in as far as the threads. But we saved it. But that was rusted in. In a way, it's a good job that rust didn't get into the threads, because it might have been a different story. Oh. Taking all these bolts out, as you can see, a bit tedious watching all that, so I'll cut it back a bit. I'm going to give this a little tap now with my hide rubber, not the hide, the rubber mallet. Let's see if we can just take this off. Right chaps, after going round and just tapping on little areas where there's a little bit of a lip, I've managed to free the sump. And that's the first time I think that sump's been off. And look at that debris in there. Look at it. Absolutely disgraceful. But I think that's probably the first time this engine's been split. Or at least the sump's been off. But you got to expect that, I guess. So that's in need of a huge cleaning. Put that down there. Right guys, that's what I wanted to achieve today. Right chaps, it's getting cold. Done a fair old bit. We've undone all the side panels or side covers for the gear selector mechanism, the detent arm. We've got the transmission cover off, all that. The clutch we done a few weeks ago. We got the points advanced mechanism off and the cover. There was nothing on here anyway, so that freed that. I think I took that off a long time ago. And the first time I've seen inside this engine. And to be honest with you, the battery's getting a bit low, so I'm going to give you a little bit of a butcher's. It doesn't look too bad. The gears look very clean, and so do the selector shafts. The drum looks immaculate, so that's a good thing. That is a good thing. And looking at all that, not too bad at all. But we'll see it in greater detail when we split the crankcases. So give me a while. The oil pump's got to come out. Look at the crap on there. Yeah. Gasket's got to come off, the old gasket. It's pretty mucky, ganky. But we'll scrape all that off. That does take a bit of time. Let's put that in there. Oh, look at the muck on my fingers just by moving the gasket. So I'm going to put you back in the pod. Just to say thanks for viewing. Hope you find it interesting. If you've got any comments, do stick them down below. Please click and subscribe, hit the bell, that way you'll get notified when I do the next video, And this is Gary at Gary's Practical Workshop, cleaning my hands. And I'll be back with you shortly for the next part where we split the cranks. So I'll say cheerio. If you're riding, ride safe, drive safe. See you soon. Bye for now.